Facebook, and it looks like we should be live on YouTube right now. All right, guys. Hey, we're live everywhere. It is good to have every single one of you here tonight, and I am so elated right now. I'm through the roof. We have a live developer Q&A, and this is kind of almost an interview. I'm extremely excited to pick the man, the myth, the legend himself who created the most terrifying party game right now, and it is Foglight Online, and it is just an amazing game. And so, who I have right up above me, this is DangerousBob. DangerousBob, welcome to the stream. Great to have you.
Good to be here.
All right, the man who has forced me to buy stock inside of Johnson & Johnson because of sheer terror and the jump screams. We'll call them jump screams that happen. This game is unlike any game I've actually gotten a chance to play. Horror games were not my strong suit when I first started, when I was looking around for this. And so when I found this game, I was not ready for everything that you had inside of this game. And so my first question that I really have for you is, when did you fall in love with horror games?
So it's an interesting. I've always loved horror. I grew up as a kid playing like the early Resident Evil games.
Nice.
It's what's interesting is, so horror is an interesting genre, just as game for game design. So like when I set out to make the original Foglight, I was like, what kind of game do I want to make? And here's the thing: it's very similar to movies, in the sense that like you're not going to go out and make a big budget action movie that is as good as Transformers, right? Because it costs millions of dollars to do that. Whereas with horror, you can go out and make the Blair Witch Project or something. It's very similar. It's very similar with games. I'm not going to be able to make a game that's better than Grand Theft Auto, right? And it's like I don't have the money, the resources to do that. But I can go out and make a horror game, and people will play horror games. They're fun to play. It doesn't need the. It's a different goal, I should say, and that was so that tied into the fact that I've always just loved horror games was a big reason why that's the genre I kind of stick in.
That is fantastic. That's actually a very good answer. I want to say that I see the utmost potential for this game. Like we're seeing the most. We just saw a clip right there in the background. I am running live gameplay of this in the background, so you guys can get a chance to see it. There is a mechanic in this game that I will ask you about that I have never seen, that science has talked about, and we will work our way back around to smell-o-vision, which, by the way, it's amazing. So with you picking horror as a genre, what really separates Foglight from some of the other horror games that are out there that can be played?
So I would say that a big thing that I really, like I said, so there's the two games, and they're two very different games. What I really wanted to get was the idea that like you kind of have this danger that is like right on the other side of the fog. And a huge inspiration was last year before COVID. I was living with some roommates, and we were playing the second Resident Evil 2 remake, and the Mr. X character, right? I was like, oh, this is fantastic. How you could hear him like walking around and stuff, and I was like, you can make a whole game about this, And it's like, and so the first Foglight was very much that. You were going around, solving puzzles and stuff with this monster that was kind of hunting you constantly, and you could hear his footsteps and stuff. So it was very similar to that. And then what I did with the Foglight Online was I was like, well, let's make a multiplayer,
The ever-present threat of I almost butchered the name. I still don't know even how to say it correctly. I say it my own way, but knowing that his origin, which I mean, if you guys want some of the insider information, not trading, not yet. It's not open on the stock market yet. But if you guys want some of that insider info, I will be happy to link the Discord to Foglight in here. And what is it? Faberto. I know that there's a little bit of the roll of the R's here for that. The third question that I have, which absolutely ties directly into this, and is about Faberto, the Beast Legend himself. Ah! What? Where did that come from? Where did it come from?
The name. So that my roommate that I said I lived with for a while. His name is Farber, and I always I love his name. So I was like I'm gonna name my monster Farber, and I need to give it I'll make it sound like Spanish, just to give it an extra it makes it a bit more exotic. It's supposed to be just something that is I wanted to be more like the this kind of Yeti kind of creature, and so yeah, I just took his name, and then it's interesting because the original idea, he was going to be more of like a stalker, like a human. So clearly a big this is very similar to like the Friday the 13th game, right? Which is I'm a huge fan of that. And I was like, well, if I do a person, people are gonna compare it to that. It's gonna be too similar to that, and I wanted to get away from that. I wanted it to be its own thing. So by making it like a monster, I was able to like kind of bring it into, have more freedom. He could, do superhuman things. And so, yeah, I could then create like a mythos around him and kind of give him his own backstory. But yeah, that's pretty much the history of the name.
Okay. There's actually a really good question here in chat that kind of ties into that, and it's who made the character model?
Yeah. So with the so a little bit of background on the Unreal Engine. So you have the Unreal Marketplace, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a fantastic. It's fantastic for developers. There was a model that was developed by somebody. Their name, I got it written down here because I knew you were going to ask that. It was Andrea, 1981, had developed a bear model and sold it on the marketplace. And I was looking around and I found it, and I was like, it didn't really have any downloads or anything, and nobody was using it. And I reached out and I was just like, can I buy this to you? And like I said, it was on the Unreal Marketplace, and so I decided to go with that, throw it in there, kind of tweak it, make it my own. But that's basically the history of where the actual like character model came from.
Wow. Hey, that's a great answer. I knew that the Unreal Marketplace was cool. I haven't delved too deep into it. I'm gonna need to start doing that. I'm also down to help you with voice lines. I've done a little bit of voice acting and metal screaming. No big deal. So this was one of the questions that ties back into the beast of a legend, Farberto. Smell-o-vision, man. How did that it's mind-breaking. It's mind-bending, actually, that you were smell-o-vision. It just, we've always joked about it when you looked at an old TV back, 80s and 90s. You're like, man, it looks pretty good. Wish I could smell it. And you actually turn that into right? Oh, almost saw it in the game, in the gameplay. You turn it into a very well executed first time mechanic. I've never seen smell-o-vision at least work in a game. I've seen predator vision, but I've never seen smell-o-vision. Where, my man?
So there's an interesting history behind that. Again, I was kind of looking around at other games, other concepts, and like you said, there's a bunch of similar concepts. You know, you'll have like the predator vision or whatever. You know, and it's funny. I've got I have a dog, and we would
Oh.
we would play games with him, or we would like hide toys and then tell him to find it. And I was like, man, he must see the world in a whole different way than we do. And I was just like, huh, you don't really like smell would be like, you know, so so you take Roberto, he's a bear, he's a monster bear. It's like, well, what would his powers be, right? And it's like, well, obviously a sense of keen smell is something that you could build a gameplay mechanic around. And I didn't want it to be just like like you said, like I didn't want it to just be like night vision. So I came up with this thing where like when you turned it on, things that would have an odor would emit like a trail and odor that he could see, and it would have a timer on it. So you could then, you know, you could hide from him, but you could only hide from him, you know, for a short amount of time. But yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
There's a just so everybody who's watching this does understand that one of the first items you can pick up in pretty much all of the maps is a scent potion. Like, it's not a potion. I had potions of bad call, but it's like it would be like a hunter's vial of scent or urine. And little did I know that that's what I was falling for as Farberto going, hey, there's definitely somebody. Look at that concentrate. Ooh, nummy humans. And then, oh, there's nothing there. And man, does that work against the AI. Oh, that is so good. Well done.
Yeah. That was one of those things where it looked good on paper. I was like, okay, well, if scent's going to be a part of it, there's got to be an item that could like mess with it. You're right. You could make false sense, you know, and you know, it's like I think in the game it's actually called it's a urine bottle. You know? But yeah, like you said, like a human player is going to be like, they're going to know that that's just that's not what I'm looking for. But yeah, it works really good with the AI.
Which, by the way, you guys, AI was introduced in the last patch, almost like a quick update patch for it to be implemented in. And holy cow, Farberto being able to be an AI absolutely kind of changed how drastically the game was able to be played. For me, being one of the consumers, if we call it that, the having to wait for people just because the game is just freshly released and people don't have it in their hands yet. Creating a server and then having to wait for people was that was painful, but it made it so worth it when you finally got it and you're like, I am the bear. And then, oh man, it was so having the AI being able to be turned on has really just enhanced the total Foglight online experience. So thank you for that. And it is oh, somebody just turned on the jump scares.
Yeah. It's interesting because I read like that, like what you just said. It kind of it was sort of unintentional. I was like, I had built the AI for the original game, so I just dragged and pulled that in, and I was like, oh, this is going to be, because the two are built on kind of it wasn't like just a conversion of the original. It was sort of kind of the center core is different, so you can't just like drag and drop things. It's to put it mildly. But yeah, I dragged the AI in and it just started chasing the player. And of course I had to tweak it from there, but it was like, yeah, so I was able to like reuse probably 80-90% of the code from the original AI. And I was like, boom, I got AI, you know, and I was like, I'm just going to make it so hard that if you turn it on, you're just dead. I wanted it to be like, if you saw him, you were dead. Like that was the idea.
I love it. And it's unless you have, there's not very many ways to escape Farberto once he is on you. It is you are about to kiss the ground for the last time. And watch the cat cam, which, by the way, I love that. when you die in the game, you get the chance to spectate other players, and so one of the camera choices that's available to spectate is there's a cat, and that's like one of the best Easter eggs in every one of the maps is to find that cat. And when you have the graphics totally all the way up, you don't have like your flashlight on, or maybe you do have your flashlight on, and that cat just runs by you. Oh man, it'll scare the crap out of you. Just ugh. So we have a couple of questions that the viewers are asking, and so we'll start with the top one that we have by I call him Merkley's. Merkley's question is, how difficult is it to fix bugs?
Depends on the bug. Everybody here, if you played the game, you're familiar with the fatal error bug that's been challenging this thing from day one. I'm happy to report that should be gone now by the 1.42 update. Yes. It was created by when you would search for a session. Basically, if it didn't immediately get into a session, there was no return node on the code, so it would basically just crash, and that would almost happen every time the host would change maps. So that should be gone. So networking bugs, some of those are just out of my control. Stuff as far as like gameplay stuff isn't too hard to fix. There was stuff like some of the text wasn't showing up correctly on the victory screens and stuff. That's just sort of like, there's only so much testing you can do with a couple of people. But when you take a Discord full of a bunch of people, it's like all of a sudden exponentially your testing is it's like every different calculation of different, what if you get this item and you drop this and you do this and then you do it reverse in 10 different times and 10 different angles. You just got a lot of different probabilities there. So the hardest thing about fixing it is I need to be able to recreate the bug. If it's just something that kind of happened and I can't recreate it, I can't fix it. I need to have something to fix. So if you guys do see a bug, try to be very specific and post it up in Discord so we can see it.
I have been as specific as I have specific. Oh my gosh. I have been as specific as possible trying to recreate any of the bugs that I have found, and DangerousBob has been an animal, a beast, or likened unto Ferberto when it comes to killing the bugs for this game. So I greatly appreciate that, and I'd also like to do a huge shout out to DangerousBob for being the most actively listening developer I've ever met. He genuinely takes the input that we give him. Bear in mind, it helps when you get good input, and we can talk about that forever. What good input is. I've never met a developer who actually listened to people like you do, so I'd like to say thank you for that. On to the next question, though, that somebody has is John Dorrance on YouTube is asking, do you need a computer science background to get into making a game like this?
So, I don't have a computer science background. It's, again, to hype up the Unreal Engine. So in Unreal, you can code in C++, or you can use they have a visual coding layout that they call Blueprint.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
I find it, there is a learning curve. To define that as coding, I mean, technically it is coding, but there's a tutorial on YouTube for every little thing you want to do. I mean, the engine is absolutely, there was a bit of a learning curve. I would say anybody can pick the engine up. I mean, Unreal's for free. Anybody can download it. The way that Epic has it set up is that, so when you make a game, there's no royalties until you make $1 million on a game, and then Epic takes 5%. So basically, what they've done is they've taken this very powerful program, and it's the 100 monkeys with a typewriter, right? They they're hoping that somebody out there is going to make the next Minecraft, and then they can just get a royalty check from it. I mean, that's basically what they're doing, and they're like, hey, we're going to give you like this insanely powerful tool. You could publish to like PlayStation 5 with this thing. It's incredible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you can make stuff ray tracing available. I mean, it's they update it. It's really something. But yeah, to answer your question, if you guys aren't programmers, but you have a general like concept of sort of like programming thinking, so like you understand the idea behind like if-then statements, right? Like conceptually, like everything in Foglight is done with trigger boxes. It's like you enter, if you throw the flashbang, there's like a 3-meter trigger box around it. If he's in that trigger box, what happens? If in trigger box, play this wave file for the ping sound, show this, widget image that has the white blackout to make it look like his vision's temporary, and and you just string it together. So it's, I would say if you guys have an interest in game design and you don't have a huge coding background, you can definitely get into it.
Using the Unreal Engine. Thank you, Bob. That's fantastic. So this is, man, that was a great answer. I was not ready for that good of an answer. Thank you. One of the questions, and I'm just going to ask it because we had talked about this previously a few times now, but Kamochi Gaming is asking, is it available for mobile? And that's asked by about 10 other people.
So it's tough because the thing is that it takes a lot of hardware to run this game. Unfortunately, that's hard to get on mobile. I'm not going to rule out and say that there's no possibility for any kind of mobile port, but if there was a mobile port, it would I would say not. It's not on my radar at the moment. Put it that way.
Yeah, hey, that's fair. It's the Unreal Engine itself is a beast on a person's processor, and so I foresee mobile phones very quickly getting there, but not yet. And so this would be a super fun port to have, and I am excited to be able to talk about that when it happens. And that is a great answer for what you have going on.
Yeah, and the thing is like if you were to do it, the game you could recreate it in some way to make it work, but it probably wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be what it is now. I mean, one of the big things that the whole game conceptually is built around this idea of volumetric fog, which that's why when you turn the settings lower, it all of a sudden it gets darker because it's turning off a lot of the 3D effects of the light calculations, and that whole that's what's eating up all that's what needs all the processing power. And so you're taking the core element there, and you would have to sort of rebuild that. I'm sure there's some way you could do that and make it work, but it would be a challenge for sure.
Okay. No, absolutely. And you are a one-man crew for this. That's my understanding. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is a hobby. It's like I do, work on it at night for a couple hours here and there. My friends have some input. We kind of round tables. My girlfriend actually was the one who pretty much designed the graveyard map. So kudos to her.
What? Oh, dude. Oh, that map is dangerously scary too. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool, man. Daniel Farber on YouTube is asking, how did you come up with the different maps?
So there's right now there's 3 maps. I plan for there to be more. So the first 2 maps were basically pulled in from the original game. Foglight Online was sort of unintentional. Like I had made the original game and I was going to move on to another project, and I was like, I think I have all the assets. It probably wouldn't be a big deal to convert this to be an online game. And so the main map is the island, which is the lighthouse. And the original game was sort of, it was I don't want to say open world, but it was I would say like sort of half open world, right? You could go around and the game had different endings, and you could play it sort of the way you wanted to play it. There was, you could go anywhere on the island that you wanted to go, put it that way. And I was like, well, I need a pretty big island for that. And the monster would kind of hunt you on the island, and there was a bunch of jump scares, and you had to get a bunch of clues and all that stuff. So I just pulled the island over for the lighthouse map. So that's why it's so big, because it was built to be part of the open world aspect of the original game. The second map is the caves, which is that was a sort of a sub level that you could get to in the original. And what's interesting is if you play the original and you play Foglight Online, the caves, they look very different, but their actual layout's the same. I had the original one was very like boomer shooter, like Doom, like in the 90s, where it was just like a corridor. It was just this kind of corridor of like brick. And I got a lot of feedback on that on like Reddit and stuff, where they were like, dude, you can't just make like rectangle hallways, it's got to look, So I was like, oh, I need to step my game up. So I just took it and scrapped it and then redesigned it for Foglight Online, and that's where the cave came from. And then, like I said, for the graveyard, I was like, okay, the graveyard was the first map that was like truly designed to be an online map for Foglight Online. And like I said, I sat down with my girlfriend, and we kind of sketched it out. And she just kept saying, like, you need more in this. You need more in this. Like, it was her idea to put the cathedral up on the hill. I wasn't going to do that. She was like, you got to have that, She's like, you need spike pits. Come on, And then I was like, all right. So we just kept, like chipping away at it. And, that one I think is probably the best looking of the three. People seem to like the cave the most, but that's pretty much the story behind the three of those.
Caves and graveyard or lighthouse is awesome as well. We'll put that all out there. I'm gonna try and limit your total time so that way you're not up super late. We have a little bit of a time difference between us, and I greatly appreciate you being willing to do this. One of the questions Kamochi Gaming has, because she's very interested in this game, but is subject to mobile phones at the moment. She says, not going to lie, Google needs info that Foglight is a game and not just lights on a car. Is there a way to contact Google about this?
That's a good point. I think that that's a tough answer. That's a tough question for me to answer. Google's analytics. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's. I think that is something that, like, as it becomes more popular, it'll kind of, I guess I could just use more stronger keywords when I'm describing it. Foglight Online, the game, but I can look into the analytics a bit.
That's one of the reasons I'm trying to push out Foglight content as well, is just by search. People are searching this game. If you look at the Google Trends, people are looking at this, just so you're aware. Not that I've done any research like that at all. But so out of curiosity, this is my own question that I just came up with, and that is, what kind of marketing issues have you run into with this game? I know you're not a AAA developer, and those guys have like millions of dollars to just throw at marketing. What's it like for an indie developer?
So basically, if you're an indie developer, the game pretty much has to stand on its merit and word of mouth. Steam is, there are hundreds of games that come out every day on Steam. And the thing is like, and especially in with, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of junk that, you get a lot of like, they're just advertisements. You know what I mean? You get these like, they're clickbaity advertisements, and they're not really trying to get you to play a game, and that it's just waves at the beach. If you make something that's people like to play, just like right here, we're talking about it. You get your friends together. Hey, let's play this. And it's funny because when I made the first game, I bought like Google AdSense and I did all this stuff trying to promote it on YouTube and everything, and it just couldn't gain traction. And I was just like, well, is what it is. I took this with Foglight Online. I was like, I'm not gonna spend any money on marketing. I'm gonna go right to the people. I'm gonna get a Discord. I'm gonna go early access, and I'm gonna talk to people. And
wow.
The first game's got a few hundred downloads. This one's got over 10,000. So I think that speaks for itself.
Wow. Dude, hey, let's get it to 100,000. All right, I love it. We've got 3 more questions lined up here real quick for you, and then if we don't have any more, we will call this, and then we're actually going to do a little bit of Foglight online gameplay, which, of course, I'll cut out for YouTube, so that way we just have the interview itself, and I'll cut what I just said. Sorry. Another question is, when's the Mac version coming out?
Like I said, it's on the to-do list. It's like I said, it is just me, so a lot of it is just seeing what the demand is. I haven't heard a huge cry from Mac, but as that mounts, there's sort of more pressure for me to like get that out. But I'll just tell people, keep your eye on the Discord. I'll kind of keep you where my head's at, how things are going.
I will post a link to the Discord in the chat to this video and also in the description. The next question was from Cool Gamer 550, and is this going to come to console?
I would love for this to come to console. It's a little bit trickier to do that, not from a development, like a technical point of view. It's more sort of there's more red tape. So for an example, to get on like with Microsoft, you got to like deal with Microsoft, and it's there's a bit more to it. Whereas Valve working with Steam is just so easy. It's so user friendly. It's so indie friendly. They work with you. They help you. But like when you take like I'm not as familiar with Sony, but I know with Microsoft it's a much bigger deal. So that's sort of what has kept me on PC exclusively right now. But like I said, I would love to get this thing out on a console.
Oh, this would make such a ridiculously good console game. Just the viewers are definitely in agreement with you that this it'd be awesome to see it at console. And it's also really cool to hear that it's actually not very easy to get stuff moved over to console. I would have never known that. I would have never, ever known anything about that. Like red tape. Microsoft is a money-making like behemoth of a company, and they most likely want money out of you. So I could see a number of difficulties for an indie gamer trying to get their stuff pushed through Microsoft. Just from a business aspect here, real quick, thinking about it. So I would thank you so much for that kind of insight. That really that answers the kind of questions. That answers a ton of questions right there.
No, and thank you for having me on. Definitely.
Well, we've got 2 more questions, and then we'll let you go.
Bring them on. I'd love to hear them.
Okay. What is it? Do you have any advice for others thinking about developing their first game? We got 2 game developers here. All right.
Just jump in. I mean, I started this like a little over a year ago, and I didn't have hardly any real big experience. Like I said, I wasn't a coder. A big part of it, honestly, was with when COVID hit with the pandemic. the quarantine, I was like, I'm at home just getting like cabin fever, and it was like I needed something to dig my teeth into. And I was like, I'm just gonna learn how to do this. And I've always loved game design. When I was a kid, I used to like draw out. I would like draw out like Mario levels and stuff when I was in like grade school, and it's just like it's something I've always wanted to do. I've always loved challenging people, and I would say like if you have the spirit for it, and you're willing to like put the time in, and you're willing to take like harsh feedback. There's people, even there's people like with this that they're like, this game's terrible. I hate it. Like you're terrible. Like you got to be able to like bounce with that, But yeah, don't be. I can only speak for the Unreal Engine. Don't be intimidated by it. There's a lot of people out there that like they use like these kind of like smaller sort of like low, like I don't want to say lower end, but like the real indie engines like the RPG Maker and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, that jump from that to Unreal, like if you can do that, if you can build like a game in like the RPG Maker, you can make something in Unreal. And like I said, the marketplace is fantastic. And it's like, if it's in the marketplace, you have the legal access to use it. Like that's how it's set up. And, they have, if you, it's like, oh, I need like a lawnmower model or something. I need to have like a model of a tombstone, and I don't want to spend 3 weeks building that model, and I can buy it for $6. So the Unreal marketplace really makes that transition a lot easier. I wasn't aware of that when I started. So yeah, I would say just jump into it. Just download it. It's free to download. Try it. See what you think.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so Brandon, hopefully this has been super helpful for you, brother. What is there? Merkley's is asking you to make a Stardew Valley type game with your horror. So you Jim Sweet on YouTube is asking, do you have any other online games?
Like I said with the RPG Maker, way back in the day, I did tinker around with that, and that was kind of how I got my real start, like just sort of posting that kind of stuff. I made a game. Called Laser Eyes. It's just a really like silly, fun little game. But yeah, I don't even know where it's at. If you Google for it, you might be able to find it. I posted it in some forums like years ago. But it was like, I guess my roommates have a lot of influence on me. It was like my roommate at the time, it was him, and it was like it was him like going around fighting like robots or something. It was weird. But, yeah, like I said, Foglight won't be the last. I want to keep doing this. It's like now that and again to other people that want to get into games development. Once it has a snowball effect, right? It's like once you start to learn something, then you want to learn the next thing, and then you want to keep going. So you make one game, you make a better game, you make a better one.
Okay, I have a question for you, and that is, what are you gonna do if this game blows up?
Compared to the first one, this has blown up. I thought I was gonna when I released this, I was like, well, this is done. What am I going to do now? Like, I thought the servers would just be completely dead, and it would just be over. So, like, the fact that, like, we're talking about it, that, like, I'm watching somebody on Twitch play it, like, that's just amazing. So as far as I'm concerned, like, this is, like, a huge win. I would love to see it continue to grow. At some point, I am going to take it out of early access. I did spend money on it, so I'll probably charge like a couple dollars for it or something. But I don't want to do that until it's like really, really like polished. That's the main thing I'm working on, is I want to polish it, like get it like really smooth, no bugs. I will say, if you've downloaded the early access, I'm not going to make you buy it again. You have the game; it's your game. So I think that would be silly. I want everybody, go out, get it now, have it, play it. So yeah, I guess that's all I can say.
Okay. You Merkley's is saying hopefully he doesn't forget us. Don't worry, it's not his personality type. It's good. The If the game does blow up, are you planning on hiring people? Or is it going to be one of those things you continue to, once it gets to a point of polishment, people will want more content in the game? Like, the 3 maps you have are legit. Oh, they're so good. Uh, I could definitely see people wanting more from the game. Is there? Are you?
I want
is
to.
that,
I want to make more. Like even if it just stays as is. Like I don't. I mean, I would like maps. Maps. I would love to get more maps. I'm definitely going to add more maps. So don't worry about that. Oh yeah, yeah. Like, that's coming. Like it will. I mean, yeah, as far as like hiring people and stuff, like I said, it would have to get pretty big to get to that point. We'll deal with that if that comes. I mean, that'd be great. I would love to make this thing like I said, like a Friday the 13th or something. Like if it got like that big, that would be. I don't want to jinx myself or like set my expectations here. Because I think right now, just playing with like you guys and stuff, like that's what I wanted. This is what I wanted when I set out to make this. I think this is great. People who love games, playing games, talking games. That's what it's all about, man.
I love it. Here is what I'll call the last question. Unless we get another question that pops up, we'll call this the last one for now. And that is, what's the next map, man?
I'll let you guys decide. I'll post something up and or just tell me. You guys tell me what you think would be good maps. I'm always playing the game. I'm always online. Feel free to shoot me a message. I've heard some crazy ideas. I've heard people say like a train yard. I've heard stuff like a broken old hospital. Something. Here's some like inspiration. You remember the end of the third Aliens movie where they're running around and it's like in the they're like in that like tunnel system. It's like a network, and they're trying to shut the doors to trap them. I was that idea popped in my head the other day. I was thinking that would be a really cool map, and it's like maybe turn it around and the players have to like shut him in, like lock him in a room, by like luring him or something. So like I want to make a map where there's like more interactions. You know what I mean? Like you can like it's not just you and the monster. It's like okay, we can like set this trap. We can like if we hit this and this, we can put this sort of domino this emotion and effect that will whatever make the building collapse or something. But like that. So you I want ideas. You guys like
different objectives for the game. Brilliant, dependent per map. Oh, that's so good, dude. I'm still gonna go with my Alaskan gold mining camp idea because
I didn't hear that. I was like, yeah.
You could definitely. Well, I mean, you could have a slight cave like you do with the graveyard, right? So you still have that half decent model where you could, just like in some of the other, like the lighthouse gameplay just showed up. And if you don't angle yourself right going over a couple of those bridges, you are going to take the eternal dirt nap. And I love that you have terrain danger as well inside of this. So it's not only that you're looking out for Farberto, but if you're not careful, you're going to get hit in the face with a log or something. Like, I love that. And just oh man, I also love the captain, your matey. The interactions with that, those kind of Easter eggs make this game awesome. Uh-oh.
Yeah. The spike pits, that was a fun one. It's funny because people kept telling me that the spike pits were broken on the graveyard, and they're actually the way they work is every time you step on them, it essentially rolls a dice, and if you it rolls a 1 through 10 dice, and if you get over 5, the pit falls. So it's not broken; it's just supposed to be random if you actually step on it.
Oh wow! I haven't stepped on it yet, apparently, or maybe the die roll has been in my favor. Oh no! Oh baby. Oh, somebody said you should add a Call of Duty map to it, but that would be some pretty heavy potential lawsuits. So we probably won't go into that.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's been just another challenge. Like I said, like you got to be really careful with all that stuff. That's again, if it's in like the Unreal Marketplace, you're pretty much safe. Like here's something, just a fun fact. This doesn't apply so much to Foglight, but just in general. Because I got like another project that I'm starting to kind of lay the foundation for.
Ooh.
And if you take like gun names, like for firearms, you can't just like call your gun, like you just can't say, oh, this is a Beretta in a game. That's a trademark name, you know. And it's so that's why, yeah. So like it's funny. Like look at Resident Evil. Go look at the guns in Resident Evil. They're all fictitious, or they're like really generic. Like they just call it like the shotgun. And just to add a bit of trivia onto that, so like AK-47 is not trademarked because it's not an AK-47. It's a Kalashnikov, right? So they recently just trademarked that because it was being used so much in video games, and they kept calling it. They go, oh, we can call it an AK-47. So unless you're willing to pay, yeah, you got to be careful with trademarks and all that stuff. So I've been really careful about a lot of that stuff. So you're absolutely right.
Man, that's okay. That was a very good answer. Very well put out. Okay, so finally, this is the last question. So, we're somebody's asking you to think about this for a second, and that was if you had a good budget, what would you add to the game?
That's a good question. That's a tough question. I would love to get define good budget. I mean, we'll just say like moderately here. I would love to get like dedicated servers, stuff like that. Just get I think that polishing it, like to me, like prepping it as far as like getting it out of early access and stuff like that. It's more about polish, not just like shoving more content into the game. Like I'd rather polish the content we have, give people a smooth experience. It would be interesting to be able to like have more. If I could just do anything, it would be more customization, maybe crafting, stuff like that.
Oh my God, crafting your items, dude, that would be brutal. Not like as a player, you would have even more responsibility to like, oh my God, I found all these sticks. I gotta somehow craft this without Farberto catching me. Oh, that would be insane.
It's an interesting balance because if you start adding stuff, all of a sudden you change the game. So for example, you'll notice one thing I really, with this one in particular, there's no guns, right? The flamethrower is like the one like lethal weapon you can get. You can get the taser, or I should say the stun gun. Can't say taser, right? The stun gun, which basically it'll like take some of his health, but it's I wanted to make it so that it's Farberto hunting the humans, and that they could be clever and try to fight back. But if I started adding guns, then all of a sudden it's going to turn into
Hunt
the humans
Farberto
hunting Farberto, and I didn't want to. It becomes a different game. So there's a balance there you got to be really careful about.
That I know exactly what you're talking about because I think you were watching you were in the game or you were watching it on stream, and I figured out how to kill Farberto, and it instantly changed the dynamic for me when playing the game. And it's specifically on the graveyard map. I'm not going to say what it is. You all can figure that out for yourself. But I found a way to basically set Farberto up, especially if he's in AI, in a way to be able to kill him. It's very high risk, but it's one of those high risk, high reward situations, and it absolutely changes the dynamic of the game to where you're like, you are hunting Farberto, but he's also hunting you, and then it turns into this evil 10 seconds of oh no, did I mess up? Oh no, he said it's awesome right where it's at. I love it.
That's exactly the balance I'm talking about. Like it's like if you're gonna go after them, everybody's got to work together. They got to piece together the weapon. It's high risk. You're probably gonna lose. And it's like the thing is like when people, the problem is like when people start to get good, it's like I don't want to like badmouth another game, but it's like the Friday the 13th game, which is has a very similar gameplay mechanic. That you're running around as Jason, and the counselors are just like they're gone. Like you can't, they're like swarming you like a bunch of bees. You know what I mean? And it's like I wanted that to like I had to be really careful with that It's like, and that was one of the reasons I added his like roar attack that can kind of like push everybody back. Was like if you had like say a player that was new, and then you had the very experienced humans, that they wouldn't just be able to like completely just overwhelm him because they know what they're doing. I always wanted Roberto to have the advantage like that. That's really hard when it's one thing versus 6 others. So it's and you add one item that can completely throw that all out of whack. So it's all constant balancing.
Man. Dang, I really wanted that. Okay, so this is the last question. No more questions after this one. Dang it. How about having different antagonists for indoor and outdoor maps? Somebody referenced Samara from The Ring for the hospital. Or I thought, when you said, and I don't mean to interrupt you, my instant thought was one of those like twitchy nurses from the movie Silent Hill inside a... Ooh, I can't even think about those things. Oh, God. That's nightmare material. Is your main goal Roberto, or is that just something that hasn't come to pass yet?
So that's an interesting question. Because I did think about that, like adding different monsters. Like I said, I wanted to keep this. Foglight is Roberto. He's the villain, and it's like I didn't want to like start adding zombies or anything else. And it's like I think that's something that plagues a lot of horror games is they instead of kind of refining one thing, they sort of they shove too much together, and then the game sort of loses focus. So I think that I just kind of like we want to keep it maybe add like a sort of build on lore and have each map maybe have a story behind it, something like that. The idea with like the graveyard, for example, if you go up to the little church, there's like writing that's like Roberto's a myth, he's not real, like
open
the idea
Sundays.
was like it's like he had been like terrorizing this town, and and it was like you could kind of build like a mythology behind it, and it's like so yeah, I guess for now I just want to keep with Roberto. Again, just so it's it's his game. He's you wouldn't want to put Godzilla in Friday the 13th. It wouldn't make sense.
Oh man, such good answers. Oh man, this was so good. Dangerous Bob, you are amazing. I appreciate you as a person and the hard work that you put into these games. And I can hear your passion. I can hear what you were trying to accomplish whenever I talk to you, and I can see it inside of this game. And so the viewers are also very thankful that you are at an active development and you are an active listener as a developer. So Bob, thank you so much. It's probably too late to get into a couple of games with you on the stream, and that's okay. Maybe make fun of me on the Twitch or something. But any closing thoughts, any closing ideas that you'd like to share with us?
I'm just gonna say that this was great. I love these are good questions. And thank you for doing what you're doing. I mean, it's like when you take something like this, it's like it needs all the support it can get because it can die quick. And it's I would love to see this continue to grow. I think there's a lot of potential here. And just say thank you to all the viewers and people out there playing, and I hope you all have a good time. I mean, really, that's what it's all about, just having fun.
Man, that was good. We are all looking forward to whatever kind of party game you do create after Foglight Online. The party games are going to be huge coming up. Just in this next 4 years are probably going to be the years of party games coming up. By the trends, we've seen battle royales rise and fall. Thank God. You just see these different genres come and go, and I see horror being one of those ones that's just beginning with games like Little Nightmares. What is it? Left 4 Dead, and then there's Dead by Daylight, and not one of those ones caught my attention, but Foglight Online. This one's got. I think this one is something for everybody, and so.
I got a question for you. Didn't mean
What
to cut you off there.
No, what do you got, brother?
What caught your eye? Like I said, like there's 100 games that get put on early access. What caught your eye with Foglight?
My favorite antagonist in any movie ever is actually Mardu from the movie Brave. And he's one of those, he's like, he's evil AF. He gave up his control and he became a bear. And I've always been a big fan of bears. You see the bear as my logo. And so when I saw Foglight online and it just had this picture of this like flaming evil bear, I was like, it instantly made me click on it. And I was like, what is this game? Ooh, it's a horror game. And some of my viewers know I don't do horror games. I don't like being jump scared. And then I was like, you know what? I got this feeling about this game. I think this is gonna be good. It's been released like 3 days ago. And so as part of my strategy for streaming, it's very important to be on top of newer released games, so that way you can be the first in the forefront of the game, and then that would make you the expert in the game. And so when people who are experts in the game release content about the game, people watch that. And so that's one of the reasons I'm going to be releasing tutorial videos for both the humans and for Farberto. And then as soon as I figure out the maps and like where everything is, I'll be doing all of these different tutorials about each map. And then we'll do a tutorial about how to trick. Just there's a ton of how-tos about this game that can really shorten the learning curve for a lot of people. But the learning curve is one of those things I almost don't want to shorten, because there's so much sweetness in the game when you're learning it, and terror. And it's awesome. And so this game, the fact that it had been just released, and that I don't typically do horror games, I thought, man, I could make some really funny content for people to watch. And that once I started playing this, like, that was my instant thought as to why I should start playing this game. And when I started playing it, I was like, this is actually terrifying. And you want to know what really got me? The first thing that ever scared the crap out of me in the game was in caves, and it was a cat. That blasted cat. And I was like, I love this game. This guy made the cat scary as heck. And then Farberto, roar, just train wrecks me. Freak out. And I go, what just happened? I have to play another. Well, I have to play this. I have to play as Farberto. How do I play as Farberto? Oh, I have to host. I waited for like 2 hours for somebody to actually stay and for the game to launch. But that was like 2 or 3 days into the game's release. And so I thought, this is going to be one of those things, and patience is going to be worth it, right? And so I finally got a chance to play as Farberto, and I was like, this is what party games should be. Like, not just as an overall to destroy things like Mario Party or anything like that. But if I wanted to play a horror game, I want to have the enjoyment of like hunting these people down. And then just not running into something when you're trying to charge, or getting the charge mechanic down. And that once I figured out the charge mechanic in the caves, and that I could sidestep and it didn't make any noise, I knew that as soon as I could charge somebody, I knew they were going to freak out, and I was going to get that fun response, because I love seeing how people respond. And then knowing that giant bear is coming for you, and the last thing you're going to see are these glowing red eyes as you get absolutely turned into dirt because he ran you over. Oh man. And then the fun of the Unreal Engine, where the ragdoll effect, where they just fly around everywhere. I was like, I have to do this more. And so the game just, it just became nothing but fun. And as I've progressed in this game and playing Farberto, you can find people who are very good or very bad at this game very quickly based on how they respond. And then playing as the humans has just been, oh my God, it is taking the game to a whole new level with the different strategies that you're able to pull off with different people, of course. Like you and I together as the humans, I feel bad for a novice Farberto. Just uh, it's not that I would feel bad for him. It's just I know what I'm doing finally in the game, and I can make it difficult for him, but it's still play stupid games, win stupid prizes by chasing him. And so the game has just become more and more fun as I've played it. The more I play, I'm up to like almost 24 hours of playtime in the game, and it just keeps getting more fun. There's just more strategy. There's more, and there's also the RNG to the game where you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Like in the cave specifically, there's those two gates that are, which I also love, is destructible terrain and objects, by the way. And in the lighthouse, you can walk into the lights, or in any of the lighthouse map, you can walk through the lights and make the whole thing darker, forcing people to use their flashlights. Also makes it easier to see them as Farberto. So it's just, there's all these different things that you can pull off inside of this game that I wish people would just not see this as a surface level. Oh, fatal error, it's a terrible game. There is so much actual depth to this game, and the depth changes completely every time depending on who you're playing with. And then at the addition of the AI, oh man, that set this over the top. It is just amazing to run this game. It is so much fun. Sorry, that was a long answer. long
No,
answer.
that's awesome. That's what I want to hear. Oh, great.
All right. Dangerous Bob, you have been amazing as usual. It is time to call that interview. I want to say thank you so much for your time. I have to do a closing dab for the interview. The people have, there's 3 different dab requests. So we'll do the outro dab real quick. Bang, bang, and bang for the dabs. Bob, you're amazing, and I can't wait to see how this game progresses and evolves. And I also look forward to the development of your other games, man. You're awesome.
All right. Thank you, BKO. All right, guys. See you around.
Whew. All right, you guys, that was the dev interview. That I feel so much more in love with this game now. Getting a chance to talk to Dangerous Bob. And so we do, let me pop over to we are looking for a game to capture, which means it's about time to play some Foglight. So with that said, I am going to turn the alerts. Alerts are back on this. Dude, yeah, Kim, he is awesome. He's a one-man show, doing this whole thing. Mad respect. Mad respect. He's made a game that is absolutely fun to play, and it's like the more people you can get to play, the crazier and more fun the game gets. Like, what could somebody possibly want from a horror game? Like, you want to be scared, you get that, but I don't know very many horror games where you just get to work with other people, and I do understand his issues that he has with balancing. No, Mercleys, it's okay, man. The time will come. We will get this. You will be able to play it at one point, Kim, I promise. I'm working on it. So we are loading up Foglight Online right now. I will probably be doing some streaming of the Foglight single-player game, which I'm kind of nervous about because of the constant pressure and the terror that comes with it. That's good. Oh, man, that's so good. Oh, Kim, you'll be able to play him. You'll be able to play him. Kim, I'm going to need a thumbnail for this dev interview YouTube video, by the way. Let me adjust this camera up just a second. All right, guys, we are getting into this. We have, we're going to turn the notifications back on. Come back to me, focus. Focus on me, camera. I'm sorry I moved you. You need to eat lunch. Be right back. No rice, remember? Kimochi's doing a no rice challenge right now. now, guys? Are you able to hear? Oh, yeah. I can see the microphone ping off. Yeah, we're not muted anymore. So this game, the more we play this, the more we get this game out, the more we help. That's actually something crazy that a game developer could use our help, just so you guys are aware. The more we can help Bob get this game out, Dangerous Bob get this game out, the more opportunities we will have to get this as a port to mobile, as a console version of this game. So it's really Among Us. I really, because they're not the same game at all. They're not the same game at all. But with that said, Among Us was an indie game, and you saw how big that game exploded because the premise was good. This game has the premise. It's just up to the players, and content creators and just everybody to get this game out to people. And so with that said, hey, let's host a game. Actually, let's check to see if there's any games up. Okay, no sessions found. We're actually going to host a game here real quick. I'm going to do the graveyard, and we'll do 2 minimum players to start. We'll call it BKO live stream for the clickbait. We will host the game, and so what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the AI for Berto. This is what I love about this game now. The AI, just the ability to have the AI in this game with Ferberto as the AI turned on, that means that's one less person you need to be able to start this game. Awesome. I'm going to do some social media management and share this game to everybody. Yeah, Merkley's. Yeah. I remember when I remember Among Us before it was popular. Yeah. It's pretty much the same. Yeah, Kayla Murray, thank you so much. Is my voice back? Not that you really want to hear it right now. All right. AI is on. So we are ready. Oh, no. I have to disconnect. It was going to be me versus Farberto, and I don't want to show my super strats. So we're going to host this game here real quick. We'll call this BKO live stream. Yeah, thank you, Kim. This game just does need a boost. That's it. Yes, we can hear you. Okay. BK Cool Gamer says, I just had sushi with soy sauce. My sushi was good, but I ended up ordering a gold steak. Oh, rip my bank account. Ivan Cabrera, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for the like. Welcome to the stream, my man. Good to have you out there on Facebook. Daniel Vasquez also hit that follow button, so thank you very much. I'm catching up on the notifications that we got during the interview. Khalees TV, amazing family member. Her last name is my last name as well, and she is married to one of my cousins. She is a streamer as well, and just super, super amazing. She's fun to watch, fun to hang out with, good people, you know what I mean? And so I am going to tell the Foglight Discord, and I need to get that. I need to get that Discord link. We're going to put that Discord link right here in the chat. So that if you guys want to join the Foglight Discord server and have your voice heard, if you want your input heard by Dangerous Bob, by the one-man show, the man, the myth, the legend, Dangerous Bob, join the Discord. Make sure to give him good feedback. Don't just say, hey, I like the game or the game sucks. You're going to need to explain why. Good feedback's hard to get. By the way, so we are going to, all right, playing Foglight right now. Come on and join me. We're going to host this game right now. Good to have you. Sokatkan, my man. Thank you for the like. Welcome to the stream. Kayla Murray, thank you for the 200 stars. Please forgive me. The jump scare notifications were turned off for the interview. I didn't want to potentially panic during the interview with this guy. I was not aware that anybody was going to send one. I just knew that I should probably mute the jump scares during the interview. They're back on now.
Smart.
Rowan
Purposely sent it during the interview.
Rowan Sharkey, thank you for the like. I appreciate that, man. Good to see you out there on Facebook. Sokat, good to have you here. When I turn on the AI, I am waiting for one more person, and then I'll turn the AI on. Otherwise, the game will start in 2 minutes, which isn't a bad thing. I think I could beat Fireberto one-on-one inside of the graveyard. That's not my goal. I'm not looking to 1 versus 1 the legendary Demon Bear himself. It feels weird. You guys are ridiculous. Oh, also, you guys, this game is available for free on Steam right now. It is a 10 gigabyte download, but I would definitely say that it is absolutely worth it. Every bit of this game is awesome. And we're hydrating right now. Thank you, Kim. I don't even drink water without a hydrate reminder, so thank you. There wasn't a hydrate reminder, but you are telling me to do it, so cheers, Kim. Seltzer water. Booblies. I'm going to turn AI on. That's going to put a 2-minute countdown. Host has turned on AI for Fireberto. All players respond as humans. And so what I do look forward to, I can easily foresee in the coming future a couple extra character models. So far you have Morpheus from the Matrix. You have a blonde female as one of the other characters. I think there's another one as well. We'll see if we spawn this one. It looks like I might be going 1 versus 1 as Roberto. Kim, you do have I'll make that scare command for you on Cloudbot for Twitch. But you guys do have access on Twitch to the jump scares for 600 and 1,000 bits. On Facebook, they're at 200, 500, and 1,000. I just haven't seen very much interest for it on Twitch, which is why I have it set the way I do. Facebook has been bombing, though, with it. Oh, we got somebody! We got somebody! Lily Singh's son. All right, beautiful. Love it. Oh, Khalees. It's okay to be busy with the kids. Good for you. The Q&A went amazing. It was like an hour long almost, and I don't know how interesting that's going to be for people on YouTube if I post an hour-long video. I think it's absolutely worth it. But hey, Khalees, thank you so much for the 200 bits out there on Twitch. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, on Facebook, the jump scares are enabled at 200, 500, and 1,000 stars. And on Twitch, they're at 600 and what is that? Oof. 1,000 stars. All right, so what I need to do, I have a special strat for this game. Here's the pee bottle. Yoink. I just picked up the pee bottle. A bottle of urine is what they're called. There's a couple of specific things that I need to pick up in this game to make this happen. Yeet! And we will swap over to the flashbangs. Oh, Kim's running the games. That's right, we got mad games. Madness. That's a madness! Alright, so we have the bear traps. The bear traps are the clutch in this game for me. And then we will turn on the breaker. Nope. Breakers take 10 seconds to open, so like the heat, the heat is on. The heat is on with these. I need a total of 5 bear traps. Boom, 3. Ah, I need the cartridge. I still don't know where that cartridge is. Forberto got the other guy. Oh no. Okay, it's just me. Just me. Yeah, 6 months. Kim is awesome. That's 6. Oh gosh, that freaking log. Calm it down. Calm it down. It's okay. I got the cartridge. I can go get the stun gun again. Ooh. I've got 3 bear traps. I need 2 more, and I can pull my super strat against Farberto. And I have the stun gun, so I am super excited for this. Kim. Do you have a rice habit? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I could run into him at any second. I'm at that point in the game where it's like any second you could run into him. Oh, no. I need one more. Just one more. That's it. And I know the other one spawns right there. It is. All right. All right. I am not scared of him. No, Kim, don't eat the rice. Just eat your protein. There he is. Oh, I screwed up. I screwed up so bad. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, I screwed up. Oh! Dang it. Dang it. All right. Good job AI for Berto. We'll try it again. I think we can do this. I definitely think I can do this. I know where to go. I know what to get. I think we're going to do this. All right, this is the intense. This is every one of these is always super intense because you never know where Fiberto is, and it's like the worst part is when he sneaks up on you, and all of a sudden you hear him roar behind you, and you're like, no, oh God, that's just the constant pressure of him being around is like gets really intense really quick, and so that's I love that about that. I love that about this game. You guys let me know if you like this new active background I found. I found a couple of other looping backgrounds that I think are going to work really well. But I don't know. I can extend this a little bit. Bang, love it. Awooga! Visona, what it is, man. How are you? Good to have you. So our game is going to start in another 45 seconds. And we have, this game is for free. You can pick it up on Steam. Visona, I would love to see you in this game. Oh, man, that would be fun. The more people you have, especially in something like a Discord, oh, baby, the better it gets. My sister's putting rice on my face. That's, wow. Wow, that's rude. That's so rude, Kim. I can't. Filipino face mask. Oh, wow. Wow. I'll be surprised if the stabbing does not happen. That's pretty good. All right, so we are waiting on one other person here. That's the unfortunate part of a game being still small, waiting to be blown up. The diamond in the rough. Diamond in the rough. Diamond in the rough. Diamond in the rough. How was the nap, AO? I took a 2-hour nap and then never recovered from it. And so I ended up going to bed like 2 or 3 hours after I woke up from the nap. AO, BK, it's all good, brother. It's all good. You've been here since the beginning. I gotta say, I really like this game. Yeah, it was that kind of a nap, Sona. Shout out to Kimochi Gaming for being one of the people to call me into this genre that I never, ever would have thought I would have been enjoying. And that is horror. And so this, I'm very, very specific about the games that I play and what just the content that I view and what I let into my brain. And so having this just show up like this has been like I was checking this game out off of stream. And I was like, what is this game? And then so I was playing it and I thought, wow, yeah, we could make some really fun content with this. This will be fun to play with the viewers is also one of the things I was thinking about. I'll just start my no rice journey tomorrow. Kim, no, don't give up. Don't give up. Never surrender. It's so weird whenever I eat at other people's house and they're not Filipino. I feel like I'm missing something. What do you mean? Sona, Kim, what do you mean? I'm so curious now. The no rice? Maybe I just need you guys to teach me how to make rice. I think I know how to make rice, but I would love to know how you guys make rice. Rice is one of those things, is like one of my dirty passions that I should definitely not eat as much of it that I love to eat, but rice is a quintessential part of our diet. It's a quintessential part of my diet, chicken and rice. I wouldn't even know what to do if I didn't have those. All right, here we go. We'll put on a little bit of music. And so I only know how to make like really crappy American instant rice or like jasmine rice, but that's white rice. Every now and then I'll put some bouillon. The chicken and rice slaps. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, this is one of my favorite songs going on right now. This is a song from Rocket League. By the way, we are going to be playing Rocket League eventually again. I love Rocket League as well. I really feel like I'm supposed to be spending time on Foglight. When you type in Google, I am one of the faces that come up for this game. It's so awesome. Flo Flamingo 22 out there on trouble. What it is, bro? Welcome. Nothing's gonna stop me. It's so right. If you start eating, Cool Gamer says, BK, I joined La Gorillas, the CDL. I don't know what that is, man. If you start eating rice, you can never live without it. It's so true, Kim. It's so true. Crab and rice? Yeah, dude. Rice and milk, I'm not a big fan of. Salt and pepper chicken wings with rice. Slap! Oh, the Call of Duty League? Congratulations, Cool Gamer. Oh God, Singang. Yeah, I want to try pork adobo. I tried making it. I'm pretty sure I butchered it. And I would have been rejected from the Philippines for how poorly I made it. And I need to try champurrado. I don't know what champurrado is. Oh, Kim told me about it. Yeah, we got to get a Cool Gamer epic montage going on, dude. I like that song a lot. And it's set to a 1-hour audio replay for the song. So I'll turn it off while we're in Foglight. I'm just waiting for one other person. You guys, this game is available for free on Steam. It is released February 8th, so we're just over a week release of this game, and it is, oh man, it will terrify you. When you don't know what you're doing in the very beginning, you're just running around like, I don't know. Nothing's gonna stop me. I feel like I should also be shuffling, if I could shuffle. You know you play a game so much you can listen to external music and still be a boss. Yeah, that's me. I am also the Farberto. I'm still new to the humans. Me dropping bodies in Call of Duty Mobile while listening to BTS. Dude. It's the music helps. I swear the music helps. Like when I'm listening to trap music or this good kind of deep house music, techno, I am like on fire. Oh, you play on a PS4? That's what we have, right? Is a PS4. Yeah, come on, Kim. I'll live stream that 1v1, the Kim versus Visona. I would love to see that in Call of Duty Mobile. You guys go. Woo! Blasted Wi-Fi. Wait. Oh, you can't. Laggy schmaggy. Oh. Oh. We need one more person. Actually, what I might do is, because we are still technically on the dev Q&A chat. I might stop this stream, and then we might do something else. I really want to keep playing this game. They'll push it out though. Oh, we got somebody! We got somebody! Yeah, we got somebody. Let's do it.
Sorry, bro.
He left. And I heard his voice too. That's like the sad. Sorry, bro. That's okay. Do I play Fortnite with no sound and listen to 80s music and get like 40 kills? Yeah. 80s music, huh? What about 80s music? You said you were 9 and you're listening to 80s music, which would put you at like 2011, 2010, which makes the music like 30 or 40 years old. So, out of curiosity, Cool Gamer, what has made you want to do that? Yes, Fortnite is on mobile now, my friends, and I should come up with a tutorial video on how to get it. Come on. Do it. Virtual camera hates me, but I do have it on the tablet. You have to download the Epic Games application, which is unavailable on iOS. iOS is very not happy that they're not making their money. Oh, Kim, you would love it. It is a brutal game, though. You will be like, oh my god, once you start playing people who can build, and you realize that you need to build too. Oof. The game has a ton of varying levels of difficulty to it. It's awesome though. Gabe, how you doing, man? Actually, you know what we are gonna do? All right, check it out. This has been a great stream. I'm gonna make a Rocket League stream because I want to play some Rocket League. I've been playing Foglight quite a bit, and I love this game. It's hard to get a group this late at night, though. Is one of the things. So with that said, we are gonna end this stream, and I am gonna come up with a Rocket League stream here in 20 minutes to a half hour. With that said, love you guys. I'll see you in just a little bit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this dev Q&A for Foglight Online. I look forward to seeing this game